Hi everyone, as you just saw from that intro, I've just set my kayak up for a little fishing mission. While I was doing it, I thought I should actually talk a little bit about the accessories that you use on your kayak. You know, you can go out and buy a kayak, but we're going to put a bunch of other stuff on it to actually make it work for us that doesn't come from the factory. You know, when you buy kayaks from the factory, they've often got some flush mounted rod holders, and you know, most kayaks have basically got the gear to get you out there and everything, but they're not completely set up for fishing as such. So we'll just run you through what I use to accessorize my kayak and what works basically for me. Okay, we'll start at the bow of the kayak, and probably one of the first things that you really need for a kayak is you need a way of transporting it or getting it around. So I prefer to use a trailer. Some people use rooftops and that, but you've got to hold it down. So my first accessory is basically just a set of cam lock straps. These particular ones are made by Rob Fort Series. You'll see a lot of Rob Fort Series gear on my kayak. It's a really good product and I really believe in it. From the front here, moving back, we've got this rope here which is attached to my anchor. Now generally in fishing I don't anchor, but you know, every now and then I do, and this rope just basically lets me put the anchor out, and when I want to get it in, so it lets me anchor off the bow. When I want to get it in, I can just pull this rope here and I can pull the anchor up and then put it basically in the kayak, and that brings us nicely to our anchor system. So yeah, Rob Fort Series anchor winder, basically just a bunch of rope and a chain going to a little grapnel anchor. Anyway, moving back, this is all standard, but we start to get into some of this Railblazer gear. Now Railblazer makes these mounts so we can mount our stuff. This is all Railblazer. So they make these mounts that you can mount to wherever you like on your kayak. And they've got all sorts of accessories that you can accessorize them with. This one here is just a camera boom, so this is what I mount the camera that's facing me on. I've got my fish finder mounted on this one here, and down the back here I've got rod holders mounted, and you can see I've actually mounted a mount and put an alloy bar, and then I've mounted more rod holders on it. So they just let you do basically put accessories around your kayak with a solid mounting, but they can very easily be taken off. You know, just click of a button, lift it out, and all you're left with is this little mounting plate that doesn't get in the way too much. Now while we're looking at this, we might as well have a look at the fish finder. So fish, while not essential on a fishing kayak by any means, and I did operate for a long time without a fish finder on my kayak, they are certainly one incredibly useful tool, and I wouldn't really be without one these days. So the fish finder I'm using is a Humminbird, and I've found problems with saltwater ingress with fish finders. You know, like the kayak is a wet environment, and on a day like today it'll stay dry, but you go out in some rough weather, yeah, stuff gets wet. So the next accessory I use is this awesome fish finder cover, once again made by Rob Fort Series, and it just keeps all the salt water and everything off it. It's got a clear cover, and it's also got this shroud which keeps the sunlight off the screen, and it just makes all the difference in being able to see what the fish finder's saying. So yeah, basically it's just a Humminbird fish finder. I've used Humminbird on this one probably mainly because it's designed for it. The transducer scupper in the kayak here is designed for and is shaped for the Humminbird transducer, and to put that in there, it's designed with a kayak, but you just come with a transducer scupper mounting kit basically, and Ocean Kayak make them, and they work great. Moving back, we're going to get onto our rods, and There's an old adage on with kayak fishing, and that's leash it or lose it. So basically all my rods have got leashes on them, because there's nothing worse than knocking a rod over the side and just watching it sink to the depths and know that you cannot do anything about it. And it's gone, you know. And you know, like, some of these rods are reasonably expensive pieces of kit. So we've got these rod leashes. These are just Rob Fort series again, so they just clip on to wherever you particularly want to clip them onto. That's secure. So moving to the back, our next thing we need is fish storage. And you know, it's not so bad in winter time, but in the summer, when the sun is beating down and there, you catch a fish, you got a really limited time, and the cooler you keep them, the better. So I'm using a Rob Fort series ice cool bag, and these things work really well. In fact, I rate the bags higher than the pods. The pods are useful in that they won't leak. You put that bag in your car, you're going to end up stinking your car out of fish. But the pods don't do that, but there's higher insulation value in the bag, and it actually keeps your fish cooler for longer. And for me, with the trailer, I just leave the bag on the back of the kayak when I'm coming home, you know. I don't have to put it in the car. I'll just leave it sitting here, slide the kayak onto the trailer with the fish still in the bag, you know. So awesome bags these. Got a really nice sturdy zipper, and also to complement them, there's these ice packs. Now I've just pulled these out of the freezer before I came to the beach. So they're Rob Fort series ice packs, and they're just freezer packs, but they've got a decent bag around them. And these are really good, because when you put slide a fish into the bag, the fish just comes and it's sitting straight down on those nice ice packs, you know, and that just chills them down really fast and keeps them in tip-top eating condition. Well, alright, that pretty much covers the accessories that I'm using on my kayak. There's a bunch of other Railblazer accessories, like this phone holders and drink holders and all sorts of stuff. Like, they've got a really good range actually, but I've basically just got this set up the way I'm comfortable with it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm going to now put this kayak in the water, head out there, see if I can find a fish. So we'll see you in the next video, eh? Cheers. Well, okay, we're hooked up. Here it is. Beautiful snapper. Just a nice eater. We'll have him.